evening, this is BelGeode, and this is not DCS. What is this, you're wondering? Well, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator Steam Edition. I had actually downloaded this. I purchased it a while back, and I've been meaning to get back into it and play it. And since I'm kind of running low on missions for DCS right now, I figured I'd give it a shot. So the last few days I've actually been flying around in this sucker right here. This is the L-39 Albatross. This is a payware add-on plane, which I purchased many years ago, back when FSX was officially out, before, the whole project got canceled and basically the community had to breathe life back into it. So yeah, this plane is Czech made. In other words, it's made in the Czech Republic. It was used initially as the trainer for Russian pilots. So like if they ended up flying like the MiG-29 or the Su-27 or what have you, they would actually start out in this sucker right here. It's a very neat little plane. It's currently used by the heavy metal jet team in their air shows around the country, or probably even around the world, I believe. I have, of course, modified it for my usage. You'll notice the tail number is N70 Alpha Golf Bravo. That is my combination of letters and numbers there. The 70 stands for my birth year. Yes, I am that old. And AGB are my real life initials. N is just, the American numbering system or lettering system, FAA lettering system for the aircraft. So yeah, as you can see, I've got the purple plane today. Even got a little pentacle on the back there, because, I'm one of them Mother Earth tree-hugging hippie type kind of people. And we're going to fly this sucker from where we are right now, which is actually Key West, Florida. This is Key West International Airport. You can see the highway over there and the beach facing the Atlantic Ocean. And there's a couple people in the tower over there. They're probably like, what the hell is that dude doing? He's just sitting there in a cockpit looking around. Guy's on crack. So anyway, yeah, this is Key West. We're going to fly up the Keys, up the Florida Keys, until we get to Fort Lauderdale, my old stomping grounds. And we're going to land at Fort Lauderdale International Airport. Both of these are add-on sceneries. These are freeware sceneries that you can find pretty easily online. I believe the Fort Lauderdale that we'll be coming into I got from flightsim.com. And this Key West I had for a long time. This was part of a whole series on seaplanes and various other stuff, and they took the liberty of updating some of the airports that most commonly have seaplanes in them. So anyway, so here, that's how we got to Key West, and like I said, we're going to be flying out. So we're going to follow the chain of the Keys all the way up to the Florida mainland, and then we're going to try and land in Fort Lauderdale. As you can see, we got some traffic there. They're just kind of chilling right now, not really doing too much. They'll probably be leaving soon, but we will most likely leave ahead of them. So, as you can see, we got me in the front here. It doesn't exactly look like me. I am not quite that light. I'm a little bit darker than that, shall we say. And I got a co-pilot back there. You can't really see from here, but it's actually a woman. I know the model doesn't really do it justice, but yeah, she's like not wearing much makeup there. But yeah, she's going to be our co-pilot. We're going to call her Allyanis, because just about every game I play, if I've got a female character in there, she's Allyanis. So that's Allyanis, our co-pilot. Hopefully she's better than Crazy Ivan or Bad Boris. And let's get in the cockpit and take a look around here. Okay, so this is the interior of the L-39. That noise that you're hearing is the AC system, I believe. There's like a built-in oxygen, pressurization, and AC, and all that good jazz. So we're currently cold and dark, so we're going to be going through the motions real quick here to get everything set up. I've got a few switches off, so let's see if we can turn these on. Got the master generator. Looks like all these other switches are on. What do we have here? What is this? What are you? Tell me what you are. Oh, avionics bus tie. Alright, we're probably going to want to turn that on. Master generator bus tie. We'll get the battery on first. Okay, there we go. Main generator bus tie. Okay, so we are trimmed to center, so we're pretty decent there. Got the radios here. Let's turn on ye old GPS. I also have, if I go shift 2, GPS right there. We're going to resize this so that way it doesn't take up like half our freaking screen. Usually I keep it roughly around this size, because you figure I'm going to be looking out the front here, so I kind of want to see stuff off to the right there. So we're going to keep it maybe this big. That's going to change once I turn the track IR back on though. Alright, so since I have that up and running, I'm going to switch it to terrain mode only because I happen to like it. There we go. And we're going to zoom in just a touch here. We're at 10 miles out. Set it for 5 miles out. Okay. Alright, so I can turn that off for now. And as you can see, I've got a bunch of flashing lights all over the place. Basically, all those indicate that, hey, the engine's off. You got no power, dummy. Turn it on. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So, first things first, let's get some lights going here. We want a beacon. We want a strobe. I'm also going to turn on the in-cockpit lighting. Not that I will need it right now, but if you look around, you will see that it is pretty close to sunset. The sun's like over there, so it's probably going to be setting during this flight. Alright, and let me just recenter my view here. Okay, now let's work on starting up these engines. This is the Sphere turbine starter. This is basically the jet start, so you got to push this button first. I think you're actually supposed to hold it down for a couple of seconds, but since that's not quite modeled like that, you know, just click it down and in about 30 seconds it'll pop up a little notification right here that'll tell you that it's running, it's ready to start the engine. There it is, right on cue. How about that? Service with a smile. Okay, so this is our actual engine start, so we're going to want to open up this little cap and push the button. Close the cap. You can see the engine RPMs are going up. Alright, so we are looking good to go. This is our gas gauge. We got plenty. I think we should be able to make it to Fort Lauderdale without any problems. My flight plan says it's going to be about a 30-minute flight. Okay, so engines are spooling up. We're looking good, we're looking good. I'm going to press the letter B to set the altimeter. And now that it's getting a little noisy out, I'm going to go ahead and close the cockpit. So, let's close Allyanis' cockpit. And mine. There we go. Look at that. So much quieter now. Alright, I still got some kind of thing here. What is this? I have no clue. Let's turn the track IR back on here. Wait for that to kick in. Okay, now I can zoom in and see what that says. Whoa, don't zoom in all the way. You'll take your head off. Air conditioning off. Okay, well, that's easily fixed. Just click this nifty blue button right here. There we go. Okay, so that'll take care of the pressurization. That'll take care of the AC. We're pretty much set to go. I'm going to go ahead and turn on our nav lights, provided, of course, I can reach the button. That's the only thing I hate about using this stupid track IR thing. Alright, there we go. Let's confirm that's on. Yep. Got starboard lights. Port lights. Got beacons. Got strobes. Got everything. Okay. So we are good to go. Let me check out what's going on the ATIS. That tells us what the weather conditions are like.
Key West Airport information. Golf 2140 Zulu. Wind 115 at 11. Visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky condition 1,800 scattered. Temperature 26, 2.23. Altimeter 3010. Visual runway 9er in use. Landing and departing runway 9er. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back home short instructions. Advise controller on initial contact. You have golf.
Okay, so that's what we need to know. So let's go ahead and tune ground. And we want to tell the ground control that, hey, we need to get out of here. Since this is going to be a VFR flight, we don't have to give as much detailed information as we normally would. So we're just going to tell them that we want to depart east, which I believe is number 6.
Key West ground, experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, ready to taxi, departure to the east with Golf. Experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, taxi to and hold short of runway 9er via taxiway Alpha Bravo. Contact tower on 118.2 when ready.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Taxi, hold short runway 9er.
So taxi, we're going to hold short runway 9.
Experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Via taxiway Alpha Bravo, and we are experimental Alpha Golf Bravo. Okay, so we're ready to go. I'm going to turn on a progressive taxi, even though there's really only one taxiway, and there's no way in hell I should get lost. Alright, so let's settle in for the ride. I'm going to go ahead and turn off the brakes. Now, just so you're aware, in order to turn this plane, it's a little bit squirrely. You actually have to use differential braking. The nose wheel is a freewheeling nose wheel. So in order to turn, you've got to basically turn your rudder all the way to the left, and then use the brakes, and it will apply left brakes, which will of course turn the plane to the left, and it will swing around. Of course, you can go the opposite way too. Alright, let's see. We want to go out this way. You also need to add a fair bit of throttle if you want to get moving. I'm not going to say this was a very high-powered jet, but yeah, it does take a little bit of handling in order to get everything going for you. Alright, hopefully I won't hit that sign, Alpha 8. Did I miss it? Yep, just barely missed it. Okay, we're good. Let's get some more airspeed. That's the only thing about using the differential brakes is if you don't have enough speed, it will stop you. Alright, so we are going straight. So I don't want to run off the end of the taxiway here. So. Careful monitoring of your throttle and your rudder. Get the direction that you're looking for. Why the Czechs designed this like that, I have no idea, because as far as I know, the MiG-29 or even the Su-27 don't use this kind of steering system. But I guess they figure it's like starting somebody out on a stick shift car. If they can master a stick shift car, they can master an automatic. That's probably their philosophy about this. So we're just rolling down the old taxiway here. Let's take a look from the outside real quick. Got it in a locked spot view. It's a good thing that I decided to take a look from the outside, because it just dawned on me we do not have our flaps down. Alright, let's see if we can fix that. We'll put it down to 1 notch. Here we go. There's only 2 notches of flaps on the Albatross, so notch number 1 should be sufficient for takeoff. Alright, make sure I've got this thing lined up. Okay, we're closing in on runway 9, or runway 9er if you prefer. Once we get there, I will switch to tower frequency, call the tower for clearance to take off. And hopefully we can clear the trees on the opposite end of this runway. This plane does need a fair bit of real estate in order to take off. This is no Tomcat, I will say that. Alright, let's go ahead and drop some speed. See if we can make this turn without crashing. Okay, now we dropped too much speed. I'm going to hold short right about here. I just need to make sure I'm kind of sort of lined up. on, baby. Okay, that's good, that's good, that's good. You can stop now. Thank you. Hold short, damn you. Holy crap. One thing you will notice about this plane as we fly it, the time from when you put in the throttle input to when it actually gives you power, there is a heavy-duty lag between that. That is not the game, that is not my computer, that is not the Fraps recording or anything. That's modeled into the plane. It takes a while before the engines get the notification, hey, speed up. Alright, but we are in position, so let's go ahead and call the tower, which is back there. Okay, Key West Tower. Give us clearance, please.
Key West Tower, experimental, November 70, Alpha Golf Bravo, ready for departure to the east at runway 9er. Experimental, November 70, Alpha Golf Bravo, cleared for takeoff, runway 9er, departure to the east approved.
Alright, departure to the east is
Cleared for
approved.
takeoff, runway 9er, experimental, Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, so we're pretty much set to go. We don't want to take too long to take off, but I do want to check to the left and make sure there's nothing coming in. Check to the right, make sure there's nothing going out. Okay, we are pretty much good to go. The only other thing we need are the landing lights. Let's confirm that those are on. Yep, I see one over there. And I see one over there. Okay, so we're set. Now all I gotta do is line this sucker up and take off. You're gonna see that differential brakes thing pop up all the freaking time. At least while we're on the ground anyway. Okay, let it do its thing. See if I need to turn just a little bit more. Alright. So there we go. We are lined up. There are no trees in our way, so we should be able to pull this off. I'm going to pull up ye old GPS, which I kind of messed up on the flight plan there. We're actually supposed to go this way, but it's telling us we need to go this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. We're going to make a right-hand turn, come around, and then intercept that waypoint so that we can continue on our journey past Boca Chica Naval Air Station, which is where I believe there were some Tomcats and probably some Hornets stationed there. Okay, so since we know that there's a lag time between when I pull the throttles up and the engines actually kick in, let's go ahead and hold the brakes down while we do this. Okay, I'm just about 90% power. Engine's looking good. Everything's green. Alright, coming off the brakes. Here we go. Throttles to full. Wait for the rudder to kick in and veer slightly to the right. Okay, so we want our speed to be right around here before I pull up. And I'm veering off too much to the right. That's not bueno. Okay, here we go. Lift off. Up, airborne, gear up. Looking good, looking good. Let's go with flaps up. Alright. Navy key departure. Request flight following.
Navy key departure, experimental, November 70, Alpha Golf Bravo, this type experimental, 2 miles east of Key West, request flight following. Experimental, November 70, Alpha Golf Bravo, Navy key departure, clock 6477.
That's Navy key, by the way. That's Boca Chica Naval Air Station. I don't have any AI down there.
6477,
I intend to fix
Alpha
that.
Golf Bravo. Experimental, Alpha Golf Bravo, radar contact 3 miles southwest of Boca Chica, 1,700, altimeter 3010.
Alright, good deal. Acknowledge radar contact.
Experimental, Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, now we're going to make our right-hand turn, and I'll show you a little bit more of Key West before we leave here. This is a pretty maneuverable plane, but obviously you don't want to put it through too much crap, otherwise it will rebel. I'm trying to stay below 2,000-ish. Actually, I guess that's below 4,000-ish now. I didn't realize we got that high up. Okay, so there's the airport we just took off from. There's a little bit of lag due to weather. Oh, one thing I should mention, there is no autopilot in this plane. There is no autopilot in this plane. Alright, turn that back on. Okay, so now we can see where we're supposed to go. There we have Key West, one of my favorite places to go in real life. Absolutely love Key West. If you ever get a chance, at least once in your life, I highly, highly, highly recommend you go there. While you're there, go to the Hog's Breath Saloon. You will not regret it. It's an amazing place. If you ever wanted to find paradise here in the U.S., this is it. Right here is Key West. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make our turn so that we can intercept the first waypoint, and then we're just pretty much going to follow the path that's displayed currently on the GPS. We'll try to stay a little bit low so we can do some sightseeing here. The flight plan that I filed is originally for about 5,000 feet. I don't think we're going to go that high, and as you can see, we're getting some water all over the windshield because of the fact that we're going through the clouds here. Alright, come on, kick in. There we go, okay. Let's make a right turn, we'll go past Navy Key again. Closing in on 4,000, so let me get out of this neighborhood and then we'll figure out what our altitude is going to be. I will remind you, there is no autopilot in this sucker, so I'm going to be hand flying this whole thing to Fort Lauderdale. There's no bathroom breaks. Well, I could probably have Allyanis take over, but yeah, I don't think that's going to work out as well as I would like. Now, I do not have this sucker trimmed, so if I let go of this joystick, we're probably going to go way high, which is no bueno. I do want to get under these clouds and get a better look at the keys here. Altitude here. I'm thinking about 2,000 should be good enough. Where are we at now? Just under 3,000. So about 2,700. Let's see if we can pull it down to around 2,000. Then I'll start working the trimmer. Tell you what, folks, this is one of the best drives in the world. It's going from mainland Florida all the way down the Keys. So much beautiful scenery. You got oceans on either side. Gulf of Mexico on the one side, off to the left. Atlantic Ocean on the right. It's just so amazing. I can't even tell you just how much I truly, truly love driving and going down to the Florida Keys. You can see A1A right below us there. That is the main highway that you will take to get down. Got the world famous 7-mile bridge as part of this whole run, which is actually further up this way. Alright, let me see if I can work the trimmer real quick while I'm thinking about it here. Your trim settings will change depending on what speed you've actually got this sucker set to. So you will see me playing around with the trimmers a lot as I try to wrestle this sucker down to the ground. I really want to stay below these clouds though, but I can never quite tell what altitude they're at. Okay, I'm thinking around 2,000-ish. There's a little bit of a hiccup. Wow, all of a sudden I'm getting lag. What is up with that? It wasn't lagging before. would figure when I start recording, that's when I start getting lag. Alright, let's check the trimmers. Nope, still need to trim down. Come on, baby. I want to go over 2,000 here. Keep it below 2,000, please. Alright, this is starting to look a little bit better. We must have like some kind of crosswind or something. She is wobbling all over the place. What the hell? I'll zoom this out just a touch here. Okay, there we go. We're pretty much on course. We're a little bit to the left of the course line, but that should be good enough. We can see some of the lower keys here.
Contact approach on 118.2.
Okay, 118.2 it is.
118.2, experimental Alpha Golf Bravo. Approach, experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo with you. Experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo approach, roger, altimeter 3010.
Okay, altimeter is still the same setting, 3010, that's the Mercury. Alright, so we're good there. And looks like we just changed waypoints, so we're going to veer to the left here. Hopefully that won't mess up my trim. We're just under 2,000, so it looks like I picked a good altitude. And there's the road below us, you can see it. Now obviously in real life it doesn't look exactly like this, but this is a pretty good approximation of what it's like. And I am telling you, it is definitely one of the most beautiful drives in the US. There are others of course, but I haven't driven them yet. This, I believe, should be the 7-mile bridge coming up here. Maybe we can buzz the bridge real quick. The 7-mile bridge separates the lower keys from the upper keys. The upper keys end at Marathon Key, which is another really awesome place to visit if you should ever get a chance. There is an airport on Marathon, which you can see in the GPS is right at the top there, so we're approaching that airport. We'll probably overfly it real quick. But yeah, let's take a look from the outside here. There you can see it, the infamous 7-mile bridge. It was featured once in a James Bond movie. I believe it was License to Kill. But the bridge is literally 7 miles long. And it stretches all the way across from Marathon Key to the next lower key, which I forget exactly which key that is. Alright, I'm going to keep the GPS off for a few because honestly, I know this route like the back of my hand, so all we got to do is just follow the keys here. This is Marathon coming up. There is a really awesome restaurant here too called the Hurricane Bar and Grill. If you're ever in Marathon, I highly recommend you stop there. I feel like I'm what do you call it, tourism ad for the keys. There's just so many really cool places down here. There's also the Sunset Grill, which is probably directly below my nose right now. Yeah, it's like right around this neighborhood here that we're flying over. Sunset Grill is another really amazing restaurant. So either that or the Hurricane, both of those come highly recommended by yours truly, BelGeode. If you're ever in Marathon Key, make sure you stop off at one or maybe even both of those. Alright, so here we got Marathon Airport coming up a little to the left there. There's a hotel right at the end of the airport. I believe it's called the Seahorse. I've stayed there before. There you go, that's Marathon. There's a lot of private planes coming to Marathon.
Delta 2036 ready for IFR departure, runway 9. Delta 2036 cleared for takeoff, runway 9er.
I don't know what that's all about. I'm not quite sure where that
Cleared
is.
for takeoff, runway 9er. Delta 2036.
That's a Delta. Chances are they're not at Marathon Airport. That runway is not long enough to handle bigger commercial planes. It'll handle a lot of your private planes, so there's usually a lot of Learjets, Cessnas, single engine, double engine, turboprops. But yeah, it won't handle the big boys. Getting a little bit of turbulence here. That's what happens when you got two bodies of water meeting. I don't really think that's what happens, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it, damn it. Okay, go ahead and turn this off. Wait, actually before I do that, let me see where's the next waypoint. How far ahead? Oh, hell, it's all the way up there. It's probably over by Isla Morada. Yeah, looks like it's either Isla Morada or around Key Largo. There's a little beach close by to where we are right now called Lower Matacombe Key, or Lower Anne's Beach is the name of the beach. Part of it is actually a nude beach. Yes, I have been there. Don't judge me. And the other part is just like a regular beach, but it's a little hole-in-the-wall beach. It's easy to drive past and not notice it, but if you do get a chance to stop there, the water is just like what you're seeing right now. It is crystal clear. It is absolutely gorgeous. There are blue crabs in the water, and you can actually catch them if you've got like crab nets and stuff like that. It should be right about there. In real life, it would be right about there. So you got the nude beach off to the side where it can't be seen by traffic, and then you got the regular beach closer to where the traffic is. You basically just pull your car in. If you got fishing poles, you can go fishing off the pier near the bridge. Just a really, really cool place. Another place that I recommend you see if you ever go to the Florida Keys. And it's just before you get to Marathon Key, which is of course halfway before you get to Key West. We're going to bring it down to about 1,000-ish. All these places that, you know, I just love so much. Every time I get an opportunity to, I always go down to the Keys. Unfortunately, time and money don't always coincide. Okay, so we're being asked to contact Miami Center on 123.775, so let's do as the nice lady said.
123.775, experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, Miami. What you got to say, buddies?
Miami Center, experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, with you. Experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, Miami Center, roger, altimeter 3010.
Okay, altimeter's still the same, so we'll leave that be. Cool beans. Let's take another look from the outside here. Even though the way the graphic terrain is done in FSX is obviously not realistic at all, this is a pretty good approximation of what everything looks like. Every now and then you got your houses. Some of them are on stilts to prevent them from falling into the water. You got your radio towers here and there. There are a ton of radio stations in South Florida. And you got your cell towers from time to time. Those dot the landscape. It pretty much does kind of look like this. Maybe not exactly, but pretty close. Pretty close. Alright, we gained a little bit of altitude during that run here, so I want to keep it right about here. Straighten up and fly right here. Okay, so we're just over 1,000 feet. And let me just make a quick check. Okay, yeah, we're not quite there yet. We should be passing over Isla Morada. Isla Morada is, well, Spanish for the Purple Isle. The reason why they call it that is the bougainvillea flower or plant grows there, and it literally overtakes the entire island. So in like the spring and summertime, all you see are these purple flowers everywhere. It's absolutely gorgeous. It dots both sides of the roadway as you're going down or coming up. It just makes it one of the most beautiful islands in the Keys. That's Isla Morada. There are quite a few souvenir shops and stuff like that in Isla Morada. It's more like the shopping capital of the Florida Keys, even though you can do a fair amount of shopping in Key West and also in Marathon. But it's like one of the more built-up areas of the Keys. That's relatively accurate. You'll see like all the various buildings and stuff there.
Miami Center, American 814 is at flight level 292, descending flight level 240.
American 814, Miami Center, roger.
Alright, we're going to be getting a lot more radio traffic due to the fact that we're now tuned into Miami Center, which of course is Miami International Airport. Between there and Fort Lauderdale, you can expect our little conversation here to be interrupted a lot. No big deal though. We are about halfway done on our journey. We're going to be closing in on Key Largo momentarily, which is the largest of the lower keys. They even made a song about it way back when. I think like in the 30s or the 40s or something. Now there should be an airstrip also in Key Largo. I don't know if we're going to overfly it. I'm basically just trying to follow A1A here. And let me just check, see where we're at. Okay, so we're pretty close to the next waypoint. You can see the blue circle of lines there. That'll be the controlled airspace for MIA.
Experimental Alpha Golf Bravo. Contact Homestead approach on 123.8.
Okay, 123.8, Homestead approach.
123.8 for experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, we're all over that. Homestead is a Air Force base, or at least it was. I don't know if it still is today. But yeah, Homestead, they used to have like a bunch of F-16s based out of there for the Air National Guard. When Hurricane Andrew went through in 1992, it totally decimated that base. It looked like a freaking war zone. It's nuts. So I don't know if they still have it open. They used to have air shows there. That's where I first saw the F-14 Tomcat. If it is still open, it's probably with a diminished staff. Okay, so this is the upper end of Key Largo, so we should be getting ready to cross over to the mainland, and I still need to contact Homestead approach, so let me go ahead and do that.
Homestead approach, experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo with you 1,400.
Experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, Homestead approach, roger, altimeter 3010.
Alrighty, thank you much. We're probably going to need to switch radios again, or radio stations. So that's the mainland.
2110 with American 2110, Homestead approach, roger, altimeter 3010.
So the road that we've been following is going to cut across there and head to the mainland. You'll probably see the bridge for that off the distance there. And then that road will take you to Homestead. And from there, points north, like Miami, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. Of course, we are going to be landing in Fort Lauderdale, which I don't think we can yet see on the GPS. I'm zooming in.
American 2110, turn left, heading 035.
Yeah, I think all the blue circles denote Miami's airspace, and then the purple ones coming up will be Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale is the one we're interested in. We're going to keep following this path north, so we're going to be passing Key Biscayne pretty soon. There used to be an aquarium there, the Miami Sea Aquarium. I want to say it's still there, but I haven't been there since I was a kid.
Contact Miami approach on 125.5.
If any of you watching this are in Florida or South Florida, let me know if any of these places are still available or still around, because it's been ages since I've seen them. And there's some more back. Alright, so we got Homestead off to the left over there somewhere. Should be the Air Force Base. And then further up that way, we've got Miami, and then of course Fort Lauderdale right after. Beautiful sky today. Look at those cirrus clouds up there. Oh my god, I can see the reflection of the instruments. I didn't notice that before. Oh, it's a nice touch. Aero did a really good job on this plane. It has given me many, many hours of great flying time here. One of the best purchase decisions I made. Now the FSX Steam Edition is of course available on Steam. I forget how much I paid for it, probably like $30 or something like that. Some ridiculously low price like that. They did make some changes to it where it does function a hell of a lot more smooth than the original FSX, but basically it's the same damn program. They just did some debugging to it that Microsoft should have done, but didn't do. They didn't really improve upon perfection, but they did make it a lot more stable, and it will support a lot, if not all, of the add-ons that you may have been used to if you've been flying FSX before. I pretty much just copy-pasted all of the planes that I had and most of the scenery that I had into the FSX-SE folder from my original Flight Simulator folder that was on a different hard drive that I transferred over to this computer. So far, everything seems to be working fine, or at least my Albatross is working fine here. Okay, now we are closing in on the mainland, and I'm going to start checking my speed here. First off, we're going to go up to about 2,000, because if we're going to approach, we're going to want to be that high up. Alright, contact Miami approach on 120.5.
120.5, experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Alright, Miami approach. Howdy.
Miami approach, experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo with you, 2,100. Experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, Miami approach, roger, altimeter 3011.
Wow, altimeter's changed. Okay, too bad. Now, since this is not an IFR flight, I'm going to need to tune in the radio for Fort Lauderdale once we get within 30 miles, which should be right about now. You can see the little purple circles there that we know where Fort Lauderdale is. We're just going to head north past Miami here, and once I am stabilized and on course, I'll go ahead and bring the radio up. Up ahead, we got South Beach. South Beach, of course, is world famous. Can't even tell you how many good times I've had in that place, whether as a musician or just hanging out with friends and so on. I used to know a belly dancer who danced down there. She was amazing. I think she's still in Florida now. She's probably up by Orlando and so on. Beth, if you're watching this, I miss you. Alright, let's see. There's airport list. Falling out of the sky. I'm trying to find KFLL. Airport's further away. There it is, number 2 on the list. Alright, we want to tune the tower. Also don't want to fall in the ocean. And we're going to request a full stop landing.
Fort Lauderdale Tower, experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo is 23 miles southwest Foxtrot land. Experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, Fort Lauderdale Tower, slide right traffic, runway 10 right, altimeter 3011.
10 right. Oh wow, so we're not coming in from the ocean, we're actually going to come in from the Everglades. Okay, not a problem. Let's acknowledge them as we fly over South Beach.
10 right, experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, let's take a quick look at South Beach here, and then I'll set about changing the GPS so that we have the right approach. Not much to look at. There's a bunch of high-rises here and there. I don't think a lot of the stuff has populated just yet. That's FSX being a little bit squirrely. Still a bunch of lag. But yeah, normally there's a whole bunch of hotels, apartments, stuff like that, running up and down both sides of the road. This, I believe, should be either 195 or 395. There's Miami International Airport, so we're passing by there. There should also be Opelika Airport, relatively close, where they also used to have air shows. My dad used to take me down there when he used to fly. Okay, and let me see if I can pull up the procedures. So they want us to run right traffic, which means we're going to need to go out west and then come in from the west. So let's go procedures, select approach. I always choose ILS, but I'm not really doing an ILS approach.
Cleared to land, runway 10 right.
Dude, I haven't even gotten my approach set up. What are you talking about? I'm cleared to land. Alright, I get the hint. Trying to tell me this is dragging on way too long. Activate vectors to final. Okay, so wait for that to pop up here.
Experimental Alpha Golf Bravo, please acknowledge.
Okay, I got you. We're landing. Thank you.
Runway 10 right. Experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Good grief. Didn't even give me a chance to get this stuff programmed in. Alright, so that's where we're headed, right there. We're actually going to fly over Opelika Airport. Whoa, what the hell was that? Track IR is going squirrely. We're going to head out west. We're going to turn around and we're going to come in. So I should probably start slowing down at this point. Now remembering that this thing does have a lag time between the throttle and the actual engine speed, I don't want to drop it too far down. There we have a nice view of the neighborhood of Opelika, which is not exactly one of the best neighborhoods in Florida, but at least their airport's pretty cool. We got a purple line off to the right that indicates the approach. So that's where we're headed. And as soon as I drop enough speed, we'll go ahead and pull out the flaps. And we'll set about the task of landing this beast. For flaps, we want to be below here. I would tell you what numbers they are, but honestly, I can't see the damn numbers this far out. I'd have to poke my head up close to the screen. 300, below 300. I'm guessing that's kilometers per hour, since this is a Czech-built plane. Either way, we are below the limit for the flaps, so let me go ahead and drop one level of flaps. Let's confirm that. Yep, flaps are out. Okay, we're good. Just now I gotta open this up again. We don't want to drop below 200. We want to keep it between 250 and 200, similar to flying like the flanker and stuff like that. Of course, the landing speed on this sucker is a little bit lower than the flanker, but that's okay. We're not going to attempt fake here. They did clear us to land, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the gear. That'll cause us to lose some speed. Alright, we got gear down. Yeah, it says we got 3 down and locked, so I'm going to go ahead and drop the next set of flaps. Okay, looking good, looking good. That's the turnpike that we're passing here. Yep, good old Florida Turnpike. So out to the west, we got Gators, and also Weston. I have not forgotten DCS World. We will be coming out with some DCS World pretty shortly. I'm working on a couple of missions here. Just need to finish them up, and we'll be good to go. My flaps go back up? Yes, they did. Damn it, I got too fast. Too much time talking, not enough time flying. Alright, at least the gear is still down, so that's good. Okay, let's try this flaps business again. Flaps down. One. That's 2. I'm actually going to pass over my old college, Broward College. That should be 595, which is an east-to-west highway connecting Turnpike and I-95 as well as State Road 7. See the airport off in the distance, and from the looks of it I'm kind of low, but that's okay. I've seen this approach done so many times I could probably do it in my sleep. Alright, so we are pretty much lined up. We just basically follow 595. They did say we're coming down on 10 right, so we'll be on the southern side of the airport. When I lived in Florida back in the 90s and so on, this runway wasn't really used much, but I guess it's got renewed life, or maybe this is just an FSX deal where they're using it for FSX. Either way, this is our lineup right here, so we're going to hold altitude right about here until we get white and red together, and then we'll bring her in. Let's take a look from outside real quick. Okay, we are a little to the right. I think I did that. We should still have the landing lights on. Check. Yeah, they're still on. If you're below 10,000 feet, your landing lights should be on. I believe that is the rule. We've got Port Everglades up ahead, and downtown Fort Lauderdale is off to the left. Okay, I'm thinking this should be it. I'm going to zoom in just a touch here. Now we're pretty much just managing our speed and our altitude. Again, just a touch more altitude here. Okay. So we can hold it right here. That should be good. Alright, looking good, looking good. I believe this is State Road 7 that we're about to cross. Otherwise known as 441 to those who live in Florida. It's like one of the main north-south arteries there. Let me give it a little bit of power here. Wow, I wonder how updated this this map is. Because I'm seeing some intersections that actually do look like what I remember the last time I was in Florida. Of course, the last time I was in Florida was a couple of years ago, so everything seems to change. So we should have the main interstate, I-95, just outside of the fence for the airport. We've got the red and white right now. We're a little bit high, but that's okay. I'm going to bring her home. Quick look, looking good. We got 2 red, 2 white. We got I-95 out front and a whole bunch of traffic as always. Alright, let's bring this bad girl home. Allyanis, how you doing back there? I haven't checked in on you. No answer. She's probably dead. Right, let's get a bit more speed here. Kind of low. I don't want to be too low. Alright, that's good. That's good. Off the speed here. Fly right over I-95. Whoa, where did that cloud come from? Okay, now I'm getting a little too high. So drop down here. Yep, I remember that waterway. Alright, here we go. Quick flare. 10 right, there it is. Drop all throttle, and... nice! That there is what you call a 3-point landing. Of course, had I been concentrating, I actually would have brought that down on the center line, but you know what? I'm not going to complain because we are down Look at that beautiful airport that I've been to so many countless times. And I suppose I should probably slow down. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Yeah, very good idea. Now, since this is an add-on scenery, I am not familiar with where they have the parking set up. Could be anywhere, and I don't know how recent this add-on scenery was. I just downloaded this like a few nights ago, knowing that I was going to come here and record a video for it. So I might end this right after we get clearance to come in, or I might pull up to one of these gates. Alright, 121.4, thank you.
121.4 for experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Okay, let's stop right here. That'll give me a chance to go outside, and we will pull up our flaps. Oh look, there's JetBlue over there. Okay. And let's see where they're going to send us. We'll go with taxi to gates, even though we're not a commercial plane.
Fort Lauderdale ground, experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, taxi to the gate.
Experimental November 70 Alpha Golf Bravo, taxi to gate 27 via taxiway Juliet 7 Delta Tango 7.
Alright, sounds good.
Taxiing to gate 27 via taxiway Juliet 7 Delta Tango 7, experimental Alpha Golf Bravo.
Cool beans. Alright, so welcome to Fort Lauderdale, folks. And thank you for flying with me. Like I said, we'll be doing some more DCS, but I kind of wanted to take a little bit of a sabbatical here and get back to my roots, so to speak, and do some flight simulator, some Microsoft FSX. So, like I said, this has been showing off some of the sceneries, like the keys, as well as the new Fort Lauderdale Airport scenery that I downloaded, and also this gorgeous plane, the L-39 Albatross, which I believe is Aerosoft that makes it, if I'm not too mistaken. I don't know, look it up online, you can find it. If not, I'll probably have a link below. That's just about it for me. I don't really think you want to see me taxiing the entire way to my parking spot. So thank you all for watching, as always. And this has been BelGeode. I will be back with some DCS World coming up really soon. So be on the lookout for that. Here's hoping you all have a most pleasant weekend. And as always, you can find me on Twitch at www.twitch.tv/BelGeode. You can also find me on Hitbox at www.hitbox.tv/BelGeode. On Facebook at BelGeode2015 and Twitter at BelGeode. If you've enjoyed this video and you'd like to see more of me doing Microsoft Flight Simulator with some of the various planes that I have, including the F-14 Tomcat, until we can at least get the Tomcat into DCS, feel free to give me a like, give me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Looks like JetBlue is parking there, so we're going to go ahead and continue on. Alright, that's it for me, so ciao!